Well, good morning, everyone. I want to thank you all for coming out today. It's a great turnout. I see a lot of partners of ours in the room. We've got representatives from the University of Texas Marine Science Institute here today, Texas A&M Corpus Christi, Del Mar College, CCISD, Coast Guard representation. We've got the Craft Training Center and the Coastal Bend Bays and Estuaries program, among others. And I'm sure I left some folks off, but thank you all for being here today. I'm really excited to share with you news about a transformational gift and what this is going to mean to the future for education here at the Texas State Aquarium. I know many of you in the room are experts in the field of education, and you know better than most folks the statistics. I mean, you all have read these all the time. You've seen them. That there's a huge disconnect between the wonderful opportunities that are available in STEM fields in this region and throughout the country, and the lack of students that we've got to fill these positions. STEM field jobs, those are great jobs. There's more of these jobs. They pay better. But why aren't students pursuing these fields? Well, according to some research by the Pew Research Center, it's too boring, it's too hard, it's not useful. Well, one of our goals is to change that. And so, using our unique assets, our living collections here, the incredible marine animals that call the Texas State Aquarium home, we're going to transform our education programming with the creation of the new Center of Excellence in STEM Education, made possible through an extraordinary partnership with Flint Hills Resources. Now, all of you that live in the Coastal Bend here know that Flint Hills Resources is committed to adding more than just economic value to this community. Through a number of educational and environmental initiatives, Flint Hills has become a real leader in this community. And we've been so fortunate to have them as one of our leadership partners really since day one. From the original capital campaign over 25 years ago to every major exhibit program since, and as our title sponsor for our Aquavision distance learning program, Flint Hills Resources has committed over $950,000 to the Texas State Aquarium and to help us achieve our mission of connecting people with nature and inspiring conservation of the Gulf of Mexico. Their leadership and their legacy of giving has made a profound impact on this organization. And that's why I'm so excited today to announce that Flint Hills Resources is committing $1 million to create the new Flint Hills Resources Center for Excellence in STEM Education at the Texas State Aquarium. Vice President and Manufacturing Manager with Flint Hills Resources, and Walt Schumacher, who is a Director of Human Resources. This is an extraordinary commitment. So you all, thank you so much for this commitment, for what we're doing, and for what you're doing for this community. So, wow. Very good, and this this check is not going away. Trust me. So if you need more photos, now I'd like to ask Walt to come up and say a few words for us. Walt.
As Tom said, Flint Hills Resources has been involved financially and also with membership support and employee support in a lot of different ways here at the Texas State Aquarium. We are establishing this Center for STEM Education. And one of the reasons we're doing it is a lot of our we have 1,200 employees at the refinery, and almost every one of them holds some kind of technical, engineering, or math-related positions. It's something that we absolutely need in the refinery, and we feel that this is a great way to get the youth of the Coastal Bend and beyond, because this is going to expand the use of Aquavision to just more than here. As a matter of fact, we have students from Utah on the television there. So it's going to be a great it's going to be a great investment in the youth of our area and the youth of the United States, so Flint Hills Resources can keep America going in the right direction when it comes to STEM education. So we'd like to thank the aquarium for their support in this effort, and we hope to provide not only financial support but individual support as we make these programs real. Thank you.
Thank you, Walter. And now I'd like to invite our own Leslie Peart, our Director of Education and Conservation, to talk a little bit more specifically about the STEM Center. Thanks, Leslie.
Well, our goals have been so carefully outlined for the center that Tom and I had almost the same starting remarks. So I will reiterate that one of the studies that really grabbed our attention was that Pew Center study with the Smithsonian Magazine just a year ago in March of 2013, when they contacted adults across the United States, 1,006 adults, and discovered that most folks think that students don't enter science and STEM careers because they find it too boring or the degrees are not of use to those students. And we felt that our animals, the animals and habitats of the Gulf and the ocean of the wide world, are far more compelling than that and anything but boring. So our plans for the Flint Hills Center for Resources, the Flint Hills Resources Center for Excellence in STEM Education will bring education out of the classroom and into the habitats we feature, where students will observe the animals and ecosystems, collect and process data, plan and carry out investigations, design new tools, and talk and work with scientists, technicians, and engineers in the field and across the globe. We aim to demonstrate excellence and provide leadership in STEM and environmental education through an emphasis on science process skills, increased relevance for learners, and experiential discovery-based learning through best, next, and experimental methods. We've got big goals in mind, and we plan to double our reach from 60,000 to 120,000 students per year, to achieve measurable gains in environmental, marine, and general STEM literacy among all of our audiences, and to work with our partners to track STEM course selection, science and engineering fair participation, and STEM college and career choices. We have quite a few college and career involved individuals here today, so we intend to feed your pipeline. We'll kick off with a community open space meeting later this summer to map the center's philosophy, vision, mission, and priority projects, and we invite all of you here today to participate with us. The open space meeting will undoubtedly benefit our STEM and education communities by generating new partnerships, ideas, and proposals. We'll form new advisory panels to involve a broad cross-section of stakeholders, including Coastal Bend educators, parents, school administrators, STEM professionals, partner organizations, families, youth, and aquarium members. The center will provide summer teaching fellowships, host STEM professionals in residence, and conduct annual program review and development workshops around themes selected through open space and with our advisors. We can't cover all of our plans today, but the foundation of our partnership with Flint Hills Resources has and will continue to be the Aquavision distance learning program, which we plan to expand by moving this studio into exhibitry, where families and guests can participate in conversations with scientists and explorers at sea and in the field. Now, before I introduce our distance learning program, I just want to acknowledge two individuals here today who've been very important in my formation as an educator and as a STEM educator. And the first is my father, Leslie Peart, who's a music educator and a fine musician who has taught me how to share what I love with others. And it's through his inspiration that I'm here today and that we've formed this plan and worked together with Flint Hills Resources to bring this center here. And I'd also like to acknowledge Lieutenant Commander David Gomez of the Coast Guard. David, you're here. David is my primary example of feeding the pipeline. He was in my marine science class at Mary Carroll High School a lifetime ago. He participated in the science and engineering fair and had a wonderful project. He asked me to write one of his letters to recommend him for Coast Guard Academy, and now you're supervisor at the office at the port. Is that right, David?
That's correct.
Yes. Yes, so thank you for coming to help represent the Coast Guard and to represent, filling the STEM pipeline through education. Now, we also plan to expand our offerings in distance learning to students who cannot travel to the aquarium, like the class you've seen before you. And for more about that in a demonstration, I'll turn you over to Outreach and Distance Learning Manager, Adriana Reza, and she'll be assisted today by our Distance Learning Coordinator, Katie Iverson. Thank you.
Hi kids, how are y'all doing? All right, well everyone, I would like to introduce to you Miss Croft's 4th grade class from Utah. Everyone say hi. Hi! Now this is one example that I am so happy that they are able to join us today. They were really excited to connect with us during our program, and we talked about water. So our program was called All About Water, and we featured the water cycle and the properties of water. And we also looked at how animals adapt to water environments. So class, do y'all remember our sand tiger shark Hans?
Yeah.
So let's go and look at Hans, see if we can find him today. There he is. Everyone see him?
Yeah.
So this is invaluable to this class because Utah is landlocked. So these kids probably will never see the ocean in their lifetime. So to be able to show them our exhibits and to connect with them is invaluable to those students. All right, and Ms. Croft, would you like to say a couple of words and your 2 students that you have selected?
Yes, we would actually. First of all, thanks for letting us be here. As Adriana said, we're from southern Utah, and it's by the Four Corners area. That's where we live. And this was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for my students. So thank you so much. Well, we actually plan on coming back, so maybe it'll be a twice-in-a-lifetime opportunity for my kids. The distance learning program, it's invaluable to my students. So thank you guys so much. We don't get to do much stuff with ocean life, so this was fabulous. And being able to learn from Adriana and Katie, I learned stuff that I can teach my students, and I know that these guys learn things. I've had parents comment on it, just out in the community. They've said lots of stuff to me, so it was awesome. Now, I have a couple students who want to say a few things too, so.
The Texas Aquarium was fun because we learned about the water cycle and the way that it helped us learn. The way Adriana taught us how helped me understand that water is important. The green eel is my favorite. To the aquarium was a lot of fun. I liked that we were able to, when we were water droplets, we were able to move around the classroom. My favorite part was the shark because it was big and I was interested to learn why it didn't eat the other fish.
Class, do y'all remember how we don't clap like this? How do we clap in distance learning? Very good, excellent. So everyone, this is a distance learning video conference clap. Great job. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, and I'm sure we will see you again soon, correct?
Yeah, we have one more thing to say though, is that okay?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay, ready?
Thank you, Flint Hills Resources!
Thank you so much, Ms. Cross.
Bye bye.
Bye! 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 We're out of there!
How about we're gonna do another distance learning. Thanks for you guys. Thanks so much. I want to thank you all for coming today. We've got lunch next door if you want to grab a box lunch. We'll all be around if anyone has questions. But again, we're so looking forward to partnering with you all as we develop this center. And again, thank you, Valerie. Thank you, Walt. Thank you, Darcy, for all that you guys have done really over the last 25 years, and particularly how you've raised it to this level. This is transformational for us, and we're so excited. So thank you again. Let's give them a round of applause.